Hi, welcome back to my channel. In this video, I'm going to talk to she's now 9th grader, my daughter, about the creative writing curriculum. I had a subscriber ask me about it. So I want to ask her opinion, tell you my thoughts on it, and if you have any other questions, please feel free to ask. So stay tuned. So I'm going to list off the books that were required in Lightning Literature Grade 8, and then we will discuss what we did and did not like about them and what we would do if we were to do it again in the future. So she had to read Stories and Poems for Extremely Intelligent Children, Treasure Island, A Day of Pleasure, A Christmas Carol, The Hobbit, My Family and Other Animals, and To Kill a Mockingbird. And every other week, she would get stories and poems, and she would have to read a poem or a story, and then she would answer comprehension questions. So it's not like she took the entire poem book and was just reading all of it. She was reading snippets of it and then answering. So I enjoyed that she had a variety of literature within this curriculum. For you, what were things that you did like about the curriculum?
I think because it was short and usually got to the point with some things.
Okay.
It gives you a good variety of books and poems to choose from at first.
Were there some of the books that you, if you had seen them on the shelf, you probably would not have picked up, but are happy that you were kind of forced to read them?
Probably To Kill a Mockingbird.
You really like that book, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. What did you not like about this curriculum?
The comprehension questions.
Why did you not like the comprehension questions?
Usually they asked about tiny little details in books that you would not usually remember, or just random snippets and things. And I also just prefer talking about the entire book compared to just answering some tiny little questions.
Okay. So I would agree, because even though the comprehension questions are nice, because I have not read all of these books and I don't have time to read all of them, I like that they put the comprehension questions in there so I can see if she's actually understanding what she's reading. But
it never gives you an idea on what's going on in the book.
But you also are reading at like adult level, college, like she's reading, 1,000-page, 2,000-page books. So these were really tiny and quick books, and she understood them, that the comprehension questions felt like busy work to her. And then they didn't really tell me, I knew that she understood what was going on because of her reading level and the discussions that I hear with her and her dad between books, that she understands what she's reading. So that I would agree the comprehension questions were not beneficial to us. Is there anything else that you can think of? There was, did you like all the books on your list?
No, not many of them were great. Christmas Carol I didn't really enjoy all that much.
Okay.
It wasn't a bad book.
Okay.
And then My Family and Other Animals I did not complete at all.
Yes. So I really tried to get her to finish My Family and Other Animals, but she could not, and so...
Oh, there's also Animal Farm, wasn't there? I don't think I finished that one either.
No, Animal Farm was the previous year. That wasn't part of this, but we're going to readapt that now that you're older and in high school. So, but My Family and Other Animals you did not enjoy, and so I took that off of her list. She made it halfway through and still just was not into the book. And I felt like 1 out of, how many did I read? Like 7 or 8 was okay. So we took that one off the list. But you'll find that in all reading curriculums, in all pre-made curriculums, if they're picking a book list, that your child might find something that is just not entertaining. And I felt that it's not that she just wanted to read her other fun books and push this one off. She really was adamant that this one was just, she just couldn't do it. And so I was willing to take it off for her. Now, the things I do love is that there are comprehension questions. So if you have a child who is struggling with understanding books, then this is great in asking them to pay attention to what they're reading. What I like is that they do have vocab lists at the beginning when you get ready to start, which is nice. You kind of understand the vocab words that they're going to encounter in the book. Now, what I don't like about that, though, is they're just vocab words with definitions, and that is it. When you were reading your books, if you encountered a word that you did not know, did you think, oh, I'll go here to this book and look up the definition?
No.
Did you just kind of skip it and was like, yeah, that's good, I'm going to keep going? Or hopefully, like, what?
I just hope that I'd understand it sooner or later, and if I did not, then I just moved on.
Yeah, so like that's what we were taught in public school. You know, you read the entire sentence and see if you could figure out what the word meant, but it might not be that important. It's not going to stop your reading of what's going on. So what I didn't like is they had these vocab words, but there was no tests for them at the end. There was no way that was already pre-planned to put these vocab words into action. So if I had to do it again, I would take this vocab list, create a vocab test like at the end of the chapters, and maybe some of these comprehension questions as a test, and have her do that instead of her answering every single comprehension question and then these words are useless. So if I had to do it again, that's what I would do. What I also liked was at the beginning, before she even started reading, they gave a brief description of the author and what the story was about. I felt that that was helpful in understanding what you're about to read, right? Mm-hmm. So that was, and then they said, while you read. So they kind of asked her some questions to think about while she was reading to put her in that active mindset. Is there anything else that you could think of?
Not really. Not really.
Okay. Oh, in grade 8, so in grade 5, they have like your grammar and stuff like that, but in grade 8, they had some comprehension stuff. And so I really enjoyed, they had her going over what are metaphors and what are similes. They had her writing some paragraphs. At the end of the chapter, they would give us a little mini lesson. And sometimes it would be little, like a journal entry or a brochure or a newspaper article, and she had to write, and it would ask a question that corresponded with what she was reading about around the whole book. So I enjoyed the extra writing that was into it. I enjoyed the composition part of it. I think our biggest downfall was the comprehension questions. Really.
It gave a nice variety of books to read and poems to choose from.
It did, yeah. So let's move on to our creative writing book and what we thought about that, yeah? Okay.